Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning. It's 10 o'clock. I am Desi Arnaz, your host of today's broadcast, the live broadcast of the Invest Brilliantly show. So I want to welcome you guys to today's broadcast. And I got an exciting topic that I'll be covering today. And I hope that you guys will find this pretty darn intriguing, just as I did when I first heard what I'm about to share with you guys more than 30 years ago. This is going to be a fun show, and it's going to be an exciting show. And the things I'm going to share with you guys today are pretty darn amazing. You'll see for yourself here just shortly. As you probably know, the Invest Brilliantly broadcast show is the weekly show that I host on Saturdays. And it's where we passionately promote note investing as a brilliant way to create passive income for yourself and your family. All right. Well, welcome, Bethany, and welcome, Pat, to today's broadcast. I want to welcome you guys, too. I titled today's show, Start Small and Get Rich with Notes. But I'm going to share with you right up front that it doesn't have to be notes. It could be almost any other vehicle. The whole concept that we're going to be talking about today is more one of start small and get rich by using compound interest. And so that's what this is about. And if you know anyone that is out there and you feel that they might benefit from this, share this right now on Facebook. It's compound interest, and you're going to be shocked at what compound interest can do for you. What is compound interest? Well, Investopedia defines compound interest as interest earned on both principal and accrued interest. So compound interest is basically a very, very simple but powerful way for your money to start making money. And then that money to start making money, and that money starts making money and making more money, and your money is working for you. You see, because every time you get $1 in your hand, you literally have in your hand the ability to put that dollar to work, and that dollar can make you money. Most of us are used to the idea of going to work for money, but most people really never think about the fact that their money needs to be working for them, and that is what I'm going to show you. So to illustrate the point, I thought I would do this exercise that was the same one that was done to me years ago. And I'm going to ask you guys to participate with me here. Let's just say it's January 1st, and I'm going to hire you to work for me, and I will offer you this pay structure. I'll pay you $100,000 right now if you'll work for me for 1 month. Now that's a lot of money. 100 grand for 30 days work is a lot of money. That's probably something that a lot of people would say immediately, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. What do you need me to do? Who do you need me to kill, right? Well, I'm not talking about killing anybody, and I'm not even going to tell you what you need to do. But that's one of the options that I will offer you to get paid. But I'm going to also offer you a second option for getting paid. And I want to just find out if you guys might choose the second option. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to offer you also an option to get paid by starting today and paying you 1 penny. I'll pay you a penny on January 1st. On January 2nd, what I'll do is I'll pay you 2 pennies. So that's a 100% increase in pay in 1 day. And I'll do it again on the 3rd day. I'll double your 2 cents and make that 4 cents. And I'm going to continue to do that for 30 days. And whatever that amount is on the 30th day, that's how much I'm going to pay you for 1 month's work. So here's the question that I have for you. How many of you think that this is a better plan than $100,000? And I know you probably think I set you up with a trick question, but it's not a trick question. It's a real question. Which one do you think would be more attractive? Hit me up in the comments there. What do you think would be more attractive? $100,000 right now, or the amount of money that accrues by doubling a penny, the amount of money that accrues on the 30th day by doubling a penny every day between the 1st day and the 30th day? We're going to walk through the example, and we'll see what you guys, see if you're right, okay? Regardless of what you chose. So make a pick, and feel free to go ahead and hit me up right there on the broadcast. Let's look at the first 10 days out of the 30 days. So if you're doing this with me, and you've decided that you want to take the penny a day option, here's what it's going to look like for you as you move down through the day. The first day, you're going to get a penny. The second day, you're going to get 2 cents, right? The third day, you're going to have 4 cents. Let's jump down to the 6th day. You'll be getting 32 cents. And on the 10th day, $5.12. Well, that's considerably more than the first day, isn't it? Still not a whole bunch of money, but it certainly is considerably more than the first day. So, that's a plus. So as you can see, between days 11 and 20, things start to look pretty good. On day 11, you're getting $10.24. On day 15, $163.84. But look at day 20. That's looking pretty good. $5,242.88 is what you will earn on day 20. Days 21 through 30. On day 21, you're going to collect $10,486. 22. Day 22, you're going to collect $20,000, almost $21,000. Look at day 25, almost $168,000 is what you've earned on that day. Day 26, $335,000. Those are really good numbers. And now you've certainly surpassed the person who took the $100,000 for one day, right? Day 27, $671,000. Compounding is amazing. Day 28, $1,324,000. And day 29, $2.6 million. And on day 30, this is what I agreed to pay you. Whatever shows up on day 30 is what I agreed to pay you for that month's work, $5,368. Compounding is amazing. It's wonderfully, wonderfully amazing. Here's what Albert Einstein reportedly said about compounding. He called it the eighth wonder of the world. And he said the person that understands it will earn it, and people that don't understand it will pay it. And when we look at our credit cards, and when we look at our car loans, even when we look at our mortgage loans, we can see that we are on the wrong side of the equation, right? Here's what I want you to know about compound interest. We've been talking about doubling the money. Well, doubling the money means that it's earning 100% return. Now, I use a 30-day example. It could have been a 30-year example. If you started off with a penny in your first year of life, and at the end of the year, you double that to 2 pennies, you've done okay. And you can do the very same thing because it's not a number of days, it's a number of steps. If you double a penny 30 times, it's going to get to $5 million. Okay, that's just the way it works. And if you can do it in 30 days, so be it. If it takes you 30 years, that's cool too. It still gets you there, and that's the point. But it's tough to get 100%. It's tough to earn 100% ROI on your money. I don't know very many places that you can do it consistently. And so just being realistic, here's what I want to tell you. I want you to just get this into your brain. 8 is great. Okay, and what I'm talking about is 8%. 8 is great. And I'm going to give you some examples of why I contend that 8 is great. Let me show you this. In this example right here, what we're going to do is take a look at a $20,000 investment, and I'm going to compare it, invested at your in a savings account, which today savings accounts are paying about 0.5% per year. And then I'm going to compare that to a CD account, which my bank told me recently that they were paying 2.75% on CDs on a 5-year CD, but I'm going to just use 3% in this example. And then I'm going to show you what happens if you invest that $20,000 at 8%. As you can see, $20,000 invested at 0.5% in your savings account with your bank, after 1 year, you will have $20,100. How exciting is that? You made $100. And if they have any bank fees or charges, guess what? They took it out of there for you. After 10 years, though, you're at $21,023. Okay, well, you made $1,000 in 10 years on your $20,000 investment. After 30 years, you're looking at $23,228. Now, obviously, that's not a good way to invest your money. But do you know how many millions or probably billions of dollars are sitting in people's savings accounts right now? I don't know, but I'm sure that there's a lot of it just sitting there right now, earning 0.5%, maybe 1%, whatever. But let's take a look at the CD. If you're industrious and intelligent enough to say, okay, I'm not going to put my money in a 1% account. I'm going to at least put it into a certificate of deposit for the next 5 years where I can earn 3%. Here's how this would play out if you were earning 3% of your money over the next 30 years. At 3%, after the first year, you will have $20,600. In 10 years, you're at $26,878. Look what happens at 30 years. Your $20,000 has grown to more than $48,000. That's a lot better. You know, if you're 30 years old and you're starting this at age 30, at least you know you're going to hit age 60 and have somewhere around 50 grand available to you if you don't put any more money into it. And that's not a terrible thing, but I think you can do better. And I'm going to show you what happens when you use an 8% return. At 8%, after just 1 year, you're already at $21,600 after the first year. Second year, you're at $43,000. Look at that, almost as much as you make in 30 years with a 3% interest rate, right? In 20 years, you're at $93,000, but I like this. In 30 years, you have $201,000 in that account. And that's assuming you didn't put any more money in. You know what, guys? We talk about the rich getting richer. It's not that they are so much smarter than us, but it's more that they understand this whole concept of don't worry about getting rich quick. Just make sure you get rich, even if it's slow. Just make sure that it's happening. So every year you're getting closer and closer and closer. So that's what I want to encourage you guys to kind of understand. So that's 8%. 8 is great. That's why I say 8 is great. Now, sometimes I can tell you this, sometimes with the way we invest, sometimes we get 9, sometimes we get 10. But if you focus your energy on 8, because I know I can assure you that you'll always be able to get yourself into an 8% return with the way we teach people to invest. I'm going to show you what else 8% can do. I like to say that most people are broke because they make a $2 a day mistake with their life. A $2 a day mistake. And I want you to understand what I'm trying to say here, okay? $2 a day doesn't seem like a lot of money. Most of us will agree that we could put aside $2 a day if we wanted to, right? I think most people could. If you have a job, you should be able to save $2 a day. If you can't save $2 a day, my suggestion is get a different job, right? Get more skills. I mean, you got to be able to put away $2 a day. Well, if you do a $2 a day and you're able to get that money working for you at 8%, like we teach people to do, then after 1 year, you will have saved $730, but with interest, your money would have grown to $788. That's not earth-shattering, but look at this. Look what happens after 10 years. After 10 years, you now have $10,600 saved up. We're talking only $2 a day. After 20 years, you have $33,600. Now, if you started this at age 20, because even a 20-year-old can save $2 a day. If you started this at age 20, we're talking about you turn 40 and you got almost $34,000. Nicholas says Starbucks is a $4 a day mistake, and people make it every day. Now, check this out. If you started when you're age 20, by the time you hit age 50, you have $83,000 available to you. I mean, that's pretty good. That's not bad. And I know lots of 50-year-olds right now who don't have $83,000 in the bank. Okay. At age 60, if you started at age 20, you still got 5 more years to work, but you've got $190,000, almost $200,000 in the bank because you put aside $2 a day. So think about that. A $2 a day mistake can leave you broke. I was looking at some statistics, and they were saying that the average person that retires at age 65 has about $60,000 in the bank. Now, that's the average. And we know that lots of people that retire have millions in the bank, right? So that means we must have a whole lot of people with nothing in the bank to drive the average down from millions down to $60,000. So there's a lot of people hitting age 65, which is retirement age, that don't have $60,000 in the bank. And all I'm simply saying is, for $2 a day, most people could have a lot more than $60,000 in the bank at age 65 if they just managed their money, even with a little bit of intelligence, right? But most of us don't. Think about this. People who buy all these new cars all the time. I mean, if they just drove an older car, let it pay off, and then take that monthly payment that they were paying and put it away. That's better than $2 a day, right? They could totally change their lives in 10 to 15 years. It's not get rich quick, guys. It's just get rich, right? Quick or slow doesn't really matter. Just make sure it happens. We're going to talk about the $5 a day. If you feel really industrious, right? $5 a day, that's about $300 a month, right? $1,825 a year at 8% return on investment. What we're looking at here, the first year, you got $1,971 available with interest, right? The second year, you have $26,700 in your account. That's pretty good, right? I may have said second year, but that was the 10th year. When you get down to the 20th year, so if you're 40 years old right now and you start this $5 a day thing and you invest your money at 8%, by the time you hit 60, you're going to have $84,000. That's a 20-year turnaround right there. If you're 30 years old and you go to age 60, you're going to have $208,000 by saving $5 a day. So how expensive really is a cup of Starbucks coffee? Think about that. And as far as this goes, you want to leave that extra $5 as a tip for your server at the restaurant. How about if you don't? I'm not saying don't leave a tip. I'm just saying don't get overly generous, right? How about if you don't? You take that $5 and put it away for your kids and for your grandkids. This is what we're talking about here. At age 60, if you started at age 20, you'd have $475,000 in cash saved up. And that's only at 8%, guys. And we can do better than that sometimes. But at 8%, and all we're talking about is $5 a day. Is that powerful stuff? If you think that's powerful stuff, then hit me up with a comment, remark, whatever, okay? I know it almost looks like magic, but it's not. It's just math. It's just math, and it'll work for you. It'll work for me. It works for Donald Trump. It'll work for Bill Gates. It works for Warren Buffett. It's the same thing. The whole point is understanding that you need to put your money to work. Don't let it sit in your savings account someplace. And then if you can put it to work in a tax-free environment, or at least a tax-deferred environment like an IRA, oh my gosh, forget about it. It's unbelievable. I would suggest a Roth IRA personally. But it's unbelievable what happens to your money. It's great, great, great stuff, guys. And so, you may be thinking, okay, 8% is great, but how do I get 8% safely? Putting it into the stock market, not so safe. Not so safe. Because you may do better. Of course, stockbrokers quote all the time, 10, 12, 15, 18. That's what they quote. But, if you do the math, like I have done many times, it doesn't really work out that way. You may earn 18% this year, and then you may lose 12% next year. Well, guess what? That loss of 12% totally eliminated your 18% and put you at a deficit that it might take you another 2 or 3 years just to get back to even. So I'm simply saying this. Understand that the goal is to make measurable progress year after year after year without sliding backwards. Stock market, if your 401k is in things like mutual funds, those things can slide backwards. Sliding backwards is what kills you. It's what kills your return. And it's just so immensely difficult to recover from a slide backwards, even a small slide backwards. So here's what I recommend. I recommend note investing, because notes are safe and you can earn a high yield. What makes notes safe? What makes notes safe is that they're secured by real property, by real estate. And here's how that might look. If you bought, for example, a $40,000 mortgage note, it's probably going to be secured by a property that's worth $60, $80, or even $100,000. So if the person paying you the payment every month doesn't pay you, the person where you're earning your 8% from, if they don't pay you, you get the house. And you actually earn much more. I have earned as much as 70% return on an investment because I got the property, and the property was worth a lot more than I had invested. And so I just want you to know that's what makes this safe, because unless you're an idiot or you buy a mortgage note that doesn't have the collateral of the property behind it, and that's just stupid. You would never do that if you're working with me. But if you did, you could lose money. But the way that we do it, your odds of losing money are very, very, very low. I can never say never, but you got to make some pretty drastic tactical errors and decisions to lose money. You got to do some really stupid stuff to lose money when you're investing the way we teach people to invest. The next thing that I love about these notes is that they have cash flow. Okay. And what I'm simply suggesting to you that in order to take advantage of compound interest, don't spend the cash flow. Take the cash flow and reinvest it. Keep that money working. Those dollars that you are earning are employees that can go back to work and earn you more dollars. That's the magic that's in compounding. It's the fact that your dollars go back to work and start to earn more dollars. The other thing that I love about investing in mortgage notes is that you can buy them at a discount. I was looking at a note, and I'll show you guys in here in a minute with a couple of examples, but I look at notes all the time, and I never pay full price for notes. I'm always able to negotiate a discount. Sometimes it's a small discount, sometimes it's a larger discount. But a discount is a discount. That's the point, right? We want to get them at a discount. I don't want to pay full price for my real estate when I was buying it. I don't want to pay full price for notes when I'm buying them either. And so we're always able to buy these notes at a discount. Otherwise, we pass, right? There's people out there who don't want to give a discount. Well, guess what? I don't want to buy your paper. That's how I look at it. This is a very powerful concept. This concept that you can actually lock in the minimum rate of return that you want to earn on your money. When you're buying a note, especially when you buy one of the notes that we sell, that we've vetted and we sell, we know what the return on investment is on that note before you ever buy it. And that return on your investment is locked in. As a matter of fact, what you're looking at in most cases is a worst case scenario. It'll only get better if things go sideways. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, if somebody stops paying, your return actually goes up. So those are the things that I really love about it. But at least if you want 8%, you can get 8%. Because most people, if you said to most people right now, where would you put your money to get 8%, pretty much locked in with very good collateral, where you don't have to worry about your money, you can sleep at night, I can guarantee you 8 out of 10 people, maybe even 9 out of 10 people you talk to will say, I don't know. I don't know where to put my money to get that. Well, now you guys are learning where to do it. And here's the next thing. Investing in mortgage notes are about as hassle-free as you can get for an investment. Now, obviously, if it's an investment, it's not total hands-off unless you want to turn everything over to someone else and cross your fingers and hope that they don't lose all your money for you. But you need to be a little bit involved, in my opinion, it's your money, right? So you need to be a little involved. Well, investing in mortgage notes requires the minimum amount of involvement that you're going to see in most investments. You do have to kind of count your money. That's an involvement, right? You've got to report to the government what you make every year. That's a little bit of an involvement, not much, but that is an involvement. So those kinds of things, you do need to have some involvement. But for the most part, you're not a landlord, so you don't have to worry about houses. You don't have to worry about taxes. You don't have to worry about tenants or toilets. You don't have to worry about neighbors, insurance, any of that stuff. Because when you own the note, you don't own the real estate. You own the debt against the real estate. So there you go. Let me show you a couple of examples. We'll wrap this up. Here's an example of a note that we purchased in Burlington, North Carolina. The balance on this note, our investment on this note was $30,270. I believe the balance on this note was $38,000. I didn't check for sure. But our return on this investment is not 8%. But do you see that? Our return on this investment is 10.75. Look at that. Now you saw the difference between 3% and 8%. What do you suppose happens at 10%? I mean, the numbers just explode, right? Take a look at this one. Here's another one that we bought. We picked up this mortgage note for $64,400. The loan balance at the time we bought it was $67,500. So we got a discount. As I said, we're always getting discounts. The monthly payment was $871 a month, but look at our return on investment, 15.49%. That's almost double the 8% that we've been talking about. So yeah, we can get those kinds of returns. And I'm not trying to say that this is typical. These are the rare ones, right? But they're out there. And so if you're in the note space and you are a note investor, like I'm suggesting to you, you can count on 8%. And from time to time, you're going to find a 10 or a 12 or even a 15. It happens, guys. It happens. So, you can listen to your stockbroker and cross your fingers, or you can listen to me and you can start to do something intelligent with your money. Because stockbrokers, they get commission every time you buy or sell a stock. It doesn't matter if you make money or lose money, they get paid. So what do they care? I'm simply saying to you here, there's a better way to invest. And there's a reason why you're not rich yet. If you've been in the stock market for 20 years or 25 years and you're still not wealthy, this is why. You haven't been getting the returns that the broker's been telling you. You got to get decent returns. Here's another note. We picked this note up. The loan balance was $66,500. We got this mortgage for $45,000. What a big discount, right? The payment on it was just under $400, and our return on investment, 9.7. That's more than 8% too. I used 8% just to give you guys some credibility. I mean, I'm not trying to blow smoke in your face, pie in the sky. This is real. This is real stuff. These are actual notes that we either own now or have owned. So I'm telling you guys, this is it. This is it. Was that good stuff? I hope you found it very, very, very inspiring and motivational, because you can make some changes starting today. Take $2 and stick it in a jar. And when it gets to a certain level, you need to get in touch with me so that I can then show you where to put that money to work and start to earn your 8%. So that's what I'm talking about right there. Okay. Again, I'm Desi Arnaz. Thank you guys so much for participating in today's broadcast. This is episode 4 of our Invest Brilliantly broadcast show. And I want to invite you guys to share this video. Go to investbrilliantly.com to learn more about investing in mortgage notes. All of our contact information is there if you want to contact myself or any one of my 3 partners in the business. You can feel free to reach out to any one of us, and we are all happy to answer your questions, okay? Hey, guys, that's it for me. Have a great one.